What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep here. Hey guys, this hat's probably going to be retired pretty soon, and I'm sad to say that. I know you've enjoyed it as much as I have for the past year and a half, 2 years. I almost didn't even wear it for this video, but we're not here to talk about hats. I just wanted to mention that you may or may not see this hat anymore. I'm hoping to get a new one, but I digress, you know. Coffee. Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. And hope you made it out on the other end, you know, drinking, blowing shit up. Well, a few things could go wrong there. But I digress. I did manage to pick up a handful of things in the past, say, month or so. And I had the opportunity to post, record this video because I had the day off. Our work truck is down, and I figure I got enough stuff here to show off. And let's hope the camera doesn't fall this time. The first thing I picked up was, and this was just, I keep going back to that place I got the Super Nintendo. Hold on, let me fix this fucking thing. There we go. I keep going back to that one thrift store that I got the Super Nintendo bundle in, hoping that they would have stuff, and they really have it, and that's just kind of the nature of the thing. They're such a small little thing in the basement of a church. I was lucky to find a Super Nintendo, and if I don't find anything else there from now on, I'm happy. But I saw this for $1. And I don't collect for the CDI, but I figured, it's complete. The disc is in great shape, which probably tells me that no one played the damn thing. If anyone collected for the CDI that I could help out, I picked it up and I'll hold on to it until then. So if you're into CDI and you don't happen to have Name That Tune and you really want it, let me know. We can work something out. I'm not looking to sell it or anything. Maybe you could just trade me something silly for it. But I guess that's just how I do. The next set of stuff I got was a deal. There's a Facebook group that I belong to. It's strictly Arizona people. And I'm still a member only because I've been with them a long time. And this one guy decided to sell off a bunch of, I don't know if they're extras or if his car needs repair, so he's selling off some stuff. So I had made a deal for somebody and all this stuff, and I ended up getting a few for myself out of the deal. So he sent me 2 Genesis games, and the first one was Mystic Defender. And this is a really great game. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know, maybe kind of a Altered Beast slash Golden Axe slash Contra. It's interesting. I'll try to find a couple screenshots and pop them up all over here, blocking my face. But it's a great game. I had so much fun playing this for the short amount of time I have been able to play it. So if you haven't checked that one out, I suggest you do. It's pretty fun. It's a little slower than most games, so you have to get used to that. But regardless, next game, Crew Ball. Right? I like my pinball games. This one's 100% complete. The manual's in there and everything. As far as gameplay on this one goes, it's your typical pinball game, and I will say it's a little easier to play than some of the other ones. You'll do better playing some of the other Genesis games, like Dragon's Fury and Dragon's Revenge and stuff like that. It plays well. It's just the mechanics of it are just slightly different, but it's more. You can figure out the goals a lot quicker and easier with this one. It's a lot more stripped down than some of the other ones that just have shit all over the place. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. I've been looking for it for a while, and I finally found a deal I could live with. And I was able to pick it up, and I'm glad I did. It's such an interesting piece of gaming history. Crew Ball. It's bizarre. The gentleman who sent me those, he took a little longer to send them than I was okay with it. It's not like it was a big deal to me. I wasn't losing anything. But he decided to throw a few extra little things in there just to say sorry, and I told him he didn't have to, but he did anyway. So we got this Frogger's Adventures for the Game Boy Advance. I think I've played Frogger's Adventure on PlayStation. I don't remember liking it too much, but, I'll throw this into the Game Boy box. And maybe it'll get played, maybe it won't, maybe I'll trade it in, maybe I'll give it away. Who knows? The next thing he gave me was a player's guide offer for, I guess, Mario 64. And then some consumer information booklet for the N64. Pretty random, but it's pretty cool to have literature, especially in this great of shape, from way back when. And you never know who could use this, so if I end up not being able to stuff it into some kind of bundle somewhere, maybe I could pass it on to one of you cats. Who knows? And the last thing he sent me was something I wanted him to send me a while back. I had asked for a non-working Game Boy. And I will stress, this was a non-working. I even went into it just for shits and giggles, played around with it a little bit, and tried to get it to work just so I knew I wasn't destroying something. And I'm only going to show it to you real quick because it is a project that I will be featuring on my Milieu Macabre / Atari Creep part of this channel. But he sent me an original Game Boy, and I'm sure if you follow me on social media, you've seen me washing this and doing other things to it. It'll come to light pretty soon, so don't stress out. It's pretty cool copying someone else's art. I'm sure if you're savvy enough, you figured it out already. So let me have a sip of coffee, and we'll get back to what we're doing. The next thing I was able to pick up is a gentleman on another Facebook group, just a national one, I guess. He's fire selling all of his stuff off, and he had a whole bunch of box SNES stuff. Nothing that I either could afford or was really truly interested in. But this one popped up, and it was very, 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 very reasonable, like ridiculously reasonable. I think it cost more to get it to me than it did for me to buy it, and even still it was reasonable. But I got Empire Strikes Back for the Super Nintendo, and it is complete. I'm not going to open the box. You know what the manual and all that looks like. The box, you know, I've seen a lot better days, but I don't collect box. But I thought it would be neat just to have that. Plus, I'm a Star Wars fan. Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I love playing the Super Nintendo Star Wars games. I think they're fantastic. As hard as they are, I just think they're amazing. They're some of my favorites. So, all right. So, last. I haven't really been going to a lot of flea markets or swap meets, whatever you call them in your area. Only because the market I'm in right now is it's dry. And generally, I've found some really good deals, but generally everyone wants way too much for what they're selling. So I figure with the flea market that's close by to me, it's been around for years, since the 80s at least. So I figured that one would already have been pretty much eaten up. If not, it was just overpriced resellers and stuff like that. But I had some time yesterday morning to go out, and I needed some, mental health time, get out of the house for a little bit, went for a cruise, got myself a coffee, and I said, you know what, let me go up to the flea market anyway. It's only $1 to get in. And I'm walking around, and I came across a couple of things here, and I think it sparked the interest to go back, because the prices these people were asking for stuff takes me back to not in the beginning of collecting, but somewhere in the middle. And I was happy enough to find that. So let's just get to what I picked up. The first booth I went to, my kid had a couple of systems. He had a PlayStation Mini, which I ended up picking up, the PlayStation 1. I also picked up a controller for it. Now, he wanted $3 for this, but since I grabbed the controller, he asked for $5. And at first I was like, you said $3, but I guess the controller wasn't, I guess he thinks he's Goodwill. But $5 for this, I'm not complaining. I don't have a power supply for it. I do have plenty of PlayStation AV cables, but as soon as I find a power supply for this, I'm going to fire it up and see if it works. I haven't had much luck with these minis. I've picked them up before and they just haven't worked. So who knows? Maybe if you need this and you have a power supply for this, I might have one laying around. I don't know. I'll see what I get that may or may not work. But either way, $5 I was more than happy, and it's clean. I took care of it, cleaned it up, and whatever. So I loop around a little more, and I get to this one booth that didn't really have much. They had a guitar amp, that's why I stopped and looked. But I noticed they had 2 of these Legend of Zelda wallets, and I asked her, how much do you want for them? Because everywhere else they're like $20 for Nintendo wallets or Sega wallets. And she's like, oh, give me $1. So I gave her $1, and I needed a wallet. I didn't buy it just because it was a Legend of Zelda wallet. The wallet I had was falling apart and desperately needed to be set off to the pasture, so to speak. So I was happy to find that for $1. Last booth I went to, at first I didn't see anything, but what made me stop there was this ginormous boar's head that he had. And I almost picked that up, but I know I would have been a dead man had I brought that thing home. But I noticed he had a box that had a whole bunch of NES carts, one SNES cart, which wasn't anything I was really interested in, a sports title, and a couple of actually really good N64 games, which I didn't pick up because I'm not collecting for them right now. So I ended up picking up $30 worth. He wanted $5 a piece for them, which I thought was more than reasonable, especially the titles that were in this box. So I picked up $30 worth. He said $25, and I grabbed another one just to make it $30, somewhat even. So I picked up Friday the 13th, You know, and I know everyone has a love-hate relationship with this game, and I'm not going to try to say it's a good game, because it's not a game that I would want to sit and play too often. I'll put it in just for nostalgic reasons. But it's like when I brought this home and started cleaning it up and it didn't need much. It almost felt like reunited, and it feels so good. Because I'm a big Friday the 13th fan, and you don't have, other than the new game coming out, you don't have much Friday the 13th love for your video game systems. So I'm happy to have that, if anything, to look at and just be like, I was able to pick up Metroid, one of my favorites on the system. Been looking for this for a while, but everyone wants $3,000 million for it, for $5. I was willing to, grab it. I love this game. I didn't play it a lot as a kid. Matter of fact, I only played the original Mario a lot as a kid. I had this weird mindset that, why are they making sequels? That's stupid. They can never. And I gave this no chance, even though it became one of the best games in the system. And I'm really enjoying this in recent years. So I didn't have a copy of it, so I was glad to find one in this condition too. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade. I've never owned this game. I've played it. And when I saw it in there, I was like, yoinks, yep, that's mine. Legend of Zelda, the gray card. I don't care about gold or gray. In fact, a lot of the gold cards look like shit because the plating's coming off, and I was just seeing as a black card underneath anyway. I will eventually try to get one. But until then, I have this one to play. So hopefully the battery's still good in there. And then I got Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 4. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted this one yesterday talking about the sticker on here. I guess the general consensus is leave the sticker. And my train of thoughts on those were, one, the card is in excellent shape. That label is awesome. So I was actually going to try to put a little heat to this and then peel it up and then put it on the back, and someone had suggested that. But on the other hand, it is a Mega Man sticker on a Mega Man card. So it's not like it's just some random sticker on someone's game cartridge. So I figure, it shows a little history of the game. Fuck it, I'll just leave it on there. I don't really care. I'm only going to play this once in a while because it's so hard. And I am not good at these Mega Man games. As much as I enjoy playing them, I just suck ass at them. But regardless, so that's everything I've picked up over the past couple of months. So anything new going on? Well, first of all, this hat is either going to be replaced or gone. You might see me like this from now on. Who knows? We'll see. But I do need a new hat. I am working on another video today. Hopefully as soon as this one's edited and uploaded, which will only take me about maybe a half hour, I'm going to work on, I want to talk about something that's relevant in the gaming industry right now. I'm sure everyone else has talked about it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Put my spin on it. As soon as I have somewhat the day off, because I may go into work a little later because the truck might be repaired by then. But regardless, if I have the time, I'm going to work on this other video, and that might get uploaded again today. I may hold on to it for about 3 or 4 days to let this one do its thing. Either way, I don't know. And last, again, I hope, if you enjoy watching model builds, you like Terminator, you checked out my part 1 and 2 of the Terminator build. More of it's coming. I just have to put it aside because of work right now. But it will get finished, I promise. I'm working on a base for it. I don't want to use that shitty base that it came with. But regardless, you don't need to hear me talk. So I hope everyone, again, had a great 4th of July. I hope everyone's doing well and enjoying their summer. Depending on where you are in the country, I hope you're staying really cool because it's getting really fucking hot out there in some places. But that's it, guys. So go ahead and leave feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. All feedback's positive to me. I hope you're doing well. And, until next time, guys, it's Atari Creep signing out saying goodbye.